So today we are here at Copper Falls State Park. We're going to take the Doughboys Trail. It's a 1.7 mile trail. We're on our way to Duluth, but on the way we're stopping here at a state park in Wisconsin. The trail starts at this pretty little shelter house. This is the beautiful Bad River. The Doughboy Trail hike was exactly the break Eric and I needed during our trip between Porcupine Mountains Wilderness State Park and Duluth. It was a beautiful morning and it was a great stop. The hike is everything you would want for a road trip stop. It's short enough to do in an hour, it's very scenic, and it's close to the highway. We did have to drive about a half an hour out of our way though to get to this beautiful state park. The first falls that we came to were Brownstone Falls. At the Brownstone Falls, the Tyler Forks River merges with the Bad River in spectacular fashion, pouring water into a rocky gorge. After seeing these spectacular falls, we continued on the Doughboys Nature Trail. This trail follows several other named trails, including the famous North Country National Scenic Trail. While we were hiking though, we decided to take a little detour and head down these stairs and head toward the banks of the Bad River. And it was a pretty spectacular detour that we took. Bad River is a northern Wisconsin river that flows for 74.3 miles and drains into Lake Superior. And it cuts through this beautiful section of Copper Falls State Park. After crossing this bridge, we were getting really close to seeing Copper Falls. These are the falls that this park is named after. What else can I say? The scenery was spectacular, so we had to stop and take a picture. So why is this trail called the Doughboys Trail? Back in the 1920s, a power company owned all the land around the falls. They were going to dam the river and turn it into a hydroelectric power plant. A local group of World War I veterans led the charge to stop that and lobbied to get the local people behind them and the state to purchase the property for a state park. The original trail was built by the Doughboys returning from World War I. We are now standing on an overlook on the opposite side of the river from where we saw Brownstone Falls earlier. This overlook looks at Brownstone Falls from above. Copper Falls State Park is a 3,068-acre state park in northern Wisconsin. The state park was created in 1929, and in 2005, the park was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Copper Falls got their name because of copper-colored water that cascaded over ancient lava formations and copper-bearing rocks. But after getting one last look at this spectacular Copper Falls, it was time for us to finish our hike and head back to the Winnebago and then make our way to Duluth. We still had a beautiful morning drive, but once we got to Duluth, the weather became a little bit cloudy, and we even got into a light rain, but we weren't going to let that dampen our day in Duluth. All right, we're in downtown Duluth, and we are looking for a place to eat. Erica thinks she's got a place, so we're not doing this Pickwick. But that's a cool little old building. Over here you got Vickers, shopping, hotel. Erica's standing there waiting for me. And here's a cool little malt shop. So Erica picked this place called Sir Benedict's Tavern on the Lake. It was a fancy sandwich place and they had some pretty amazing food. It was a great place for lunch in Duluth, and here is a sample of what we got. And if you're in Duluth for lunch, I would definitely recommend stopping here. Jay Cook, the very famous person from Duluth. So after lunch, we headed across the street toward the lake, and this is a little park that we stopped at. Duluth has this public orchard, and right here is the apple tree. And then we saw on a sign that Duluth has multiple areas where they have little orchards around town. Picked an apple at the orchard, and Eric is taking the first bite. What do you think?
Ooh, it's pretty tart.
Pretty tart. So maybe it's just a baking apple.
But it's very cool. They have a free orchard here. Actually, it's not bad.
This is the Lakeshore Trail in Duluth. Runs all along downtown. Duluth's Lake Walk consists of nearly 8 miles of paved pedestrian and bicycle trails. We are at the old downtown in Duluth, Minnesota, and Eric is on a mission to find the Duluth Trading Company. She is about to run out of underwear, and so she wants to buy some underwear there. We found it, the Duluth Trading Company. It was pretty cool visiting the Duluth Trading Company store, but there was no way I was going to buy underwear here because it cost over $20 for one pair. But as you can see, Erica is holding a shopping bag, so she did buy something there. After we left the Duluth Trading Company, we were headed to Canal Park. Canal Park is a hotspot in Duluth. That is the lift bridge here in Duluth. I guess it's a famous thing, designed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineering. And I think the Maritime Museum is around here somewhere too. Oh, Corps. Lift your spirits in Duluth. As you can tell, it's a pretty windy day here, but we had to get a closer look at the aerial lift bridge. This is the most famous landmark in Duluth. But then we headed into the Lake Superior Maritime Visitor Center. This visitor center has an exhibit to the Edmund Fitzgerald ship, which was a ship that became a part of history and became a legend. And it was fascinating to read about this ship and its tragic end. They also had some other displays that were replicas of sleeping quarters that sailors lived in who were on these ships that traveled the Great Lakes. There were also displays of just the Great Lakes that told about them and how they were developed. And it was a pretty fascinating place to visit. And for us, it was free to go in. I don't know if they normally charge, but they weren't charging the day that we visited. But after leaving the Lake Superior Maritime Visitor Center, we headed back out to Canal Park, and we walked along the lake shore of Lake Superior. It was pretty cool. This area has a lot of activity. There are restaurants and hotels, and if it was a sunny day, they even have this beach that's right along the city of Duluth. But we kept going, and we were heading back to the Winnebago to explore more of this wonderful city. One of the other things that they also have in Duluth is the North Shore Scenic Railroad. Trains depart regularly from the historic Union Depot in downtown Duluth from mid-April until late October, and the track extends all the way to Two Harbors. Lake's Aquarium. This is the only totally freshwater aquarium in the United States, in Duluth, Minnesota. The Great Lakes Aquarium opened in 2000 and is located on the Duluth waterfront. It features animals and habitats found within the Great Lakes Basin. But I thought one of the coolest exhibits was Africa's Great Reef Lakes and the biodiversity that's there. These were very colorful fish. They also had this area called Otter Cove. The aquarium was huge. There is over 62,000 square feet. It's crazy that the first moose we've seen is in an aquarium. So Erica definitely had to get her picture taken with this moose, and I had to get my picture in this canoe. But then we just continued walking around the aquarium and looking at the exhibits with all the different fish and marine life, and it was amazing seeing the diversity of all these animals that live in the water. And this octopus may have been my favorite thing we saw all day. It was amazing how it could just change colors depending on what type of environment it was in. But I think this is Erica's favorite fish that she saw all day. So what was that weird looking fish with the nose?
Short-nosed unicorn tang.
A short-nosed unicorn tang.
That is like a happy fish. It's like he's smiling.
There are definitely some beautiful fish out there in the world, and there are definitely some that look very strange. They also had some scary looking snakes in this aquarium as well. After taking in the last few fish exhibits, we walked by Otter Cove one more time, and the otters were out again playing in the water, and this was pretty cool to see. These otters here at the aquarium were rescued from an area in Georgia. They got too attached to people, and so they couldn't be in the wild anymore, so they were brought here to Great Lakes Aquarium. Before leaving, we stopped by Explorers Cove, which is their gift shop. So as we were going into the aquarium, I gave you some fake news. I said this is only a freshwater aquarium, but they have a new exhibit now, which is ocean life, and so there's some saltwater stuff in here too, so sorry about that misinformation. This is the William A. Irvin ship. It is a huge ship that you can tour, and it is a haunted ship here in Duluth. So a haunted ship, take a tour. Those people down there are going in. It is massive, looks like a big wall, but right in the heart of Duluth. So we are wrapping up our first day in Duluth. We hit a lot of places. We got here about noon, ate at Sir Benedict's. Then we kind of just walked around the old downtown area and along the lake shore of Lake Superior. It was pretty cool. If you're here, you've got to see the aerial lift bridge. You've got to visit Canal Park. Wish it was a little bit sunnier, but that's okay. We still had a great day. One of the things that surprised me most about Duluth was just how hilly this city is. Once you get just a few blocks away from the lake shore, you are going up and down massive hills. And it was kind of scary, even driving the RV. We had to put it in low gear going down the hills. We didn't want to use the brakes too much, but this place is super hilly. We found out that it is nicknamed the San Francisco of the Midwest, and that's all because of the hills. But we're heading out of town now, and as you go out of town, we're actually at our campground right now, Red Pine Campground, which is just outside of Duluth, and it is a beautiful place, and it's right on a couple ponds or lakes. They have free canoes and stuff that you can use. It's kind of rainy tonight, and so we're not going to get out and do that stuff, but they also have some hiking trails here. And so if you are in Duluth, I would highly recommend Red Pine Campground. But on our way here, we drove through this area called Miller Hill, and that's where they have all kind of shopping. They have a mall there, they have Costco and Walmart, so if you need to get some supplies, Miller Hill in Duluth is the place to do it. They also have all kind of restaurants and stuff, and so it's pretty cool. As we're wrapping up this video, I want to thank our sponsor again. It is Heartland OBGYN. And so if you're in southern Indiana and you need gynecological or obstetric services, look them up, OBGYN. I am a physician there, have been for 22 years. And so we thank them for their sponsorship of this video. Tomorrow morning, we'll be spending a little bit more time here in Duluth. And then we are going to be heading north along the beautiful, scenic North Shore Drive. It is one of the scenic highways in the United States, supposed to be a beautiful drive, and the weather tomorrow is supposed to be amazing, and so you won't want to miss that video. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please take a second and hit that subscribe button. If you like the content, like this video, please give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment below. If you've ever been to Duluth, what did we miss? What is your favorite thing to do here? And if you haven't been to Duluth, you definitely need to check it out. Recommend coming in the summer though. I don't know how this place would be in the winter. So hope you like these videos. We enjoy bringing them to you. So stay tuned. Tomorrow, North Shore Scenic Drive, we are going to go all the way to the Canadian border. And so I hear there's a lot of state parks on the way, and we're going to be stopping at several of those. And so you don't want to miss that.